But wait, guys, no, I'm not even joking here. Does he have one eyelid more open than the other eyelid? Guys, he has. It's over. Oh shit! It's happened again. One eyelid is. Oh. It's over. Like, this movie is so cooked, bro. Shit, not again. So, about that Superman sneak peek.
Interesting. No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was, of course, the Super Bowl, which, of course, invites many advertisements for all kinds of things that people are looking forward to. We got a big game spot for Jurassic World Rebirth, a new teaser spot for the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake, of course, a new teaser for Mission Impossible, and I thought the new trailer for the Thunderbolts looked really sweet, showing off the threat of Sentry and the struggle of just the Thunderbolts team, which also in turn gives us a little bit more showcasing of the tone. But for DC fans hoping to see more from the upcoming Superman movie, well, we all knew that Superman wouldn't have a trailer presence at the Super Bowl itself, which, as I've said before, isn't actually unusual for Warner Brothers at all, since, you know, the Flash teaser that they showcased in 2023 was their first time in 17 years doing so. However, there was one thing left to cling on to. They were going to be at the Puppy Bowl. And certain things were teased to be coming our way. Now, this is where things get awkward. We got now, more on that later, as we will break that down a little bit, like the scraps that we did get in all our beautiful, nerdy ways, that is. So, right away, to be fair to fans, I'd say everyone has had some good reason to think that we were going to get something, as the major trades, such as The Hollywood Reporter, reported this headline in their article a little while back now, headlined, Warner Brothers Discovery to use Puppy Bowl for Superman marketing push. Going on to say, in fact, that Warner Brothers says that Gunn will appear during the Puppy Bowl. Gunn will introduce a sneak preview of Superman and deliver a special message to viewers. So naturally, when articles like this drop, they make the rounds everywhere on social media, and this, as a result as well, gets everyone's and fans' expectations, you know, quite up there, thinking, oh, you know, I'm looking forward to the DCU, I'm looking forward to Superman, or even if you're not, like, your expectations still might be up as a naysayer to be like, oh, you know, I wonder what we're gonna see. And I wanted to talk about that point initially because, you know, there's always that chatter online being like, well, this was all just fans overhyping something anyway and getting their expectations up for something that wasn't promised. I get what people are trying to say there, but like, no, being totally level-headed here, in my opinion, there was a valid reason for a fan, one who is eagerly awaiting the DCU to have their expectations up to some extent for, again, and I quote, a sneak peek at Superman. It even made sense with Warner Brothers doing the Puppy Bowl. And then eventually we got that clip from Gunn talking about it, and things, you know, amounted to the point of that maybe, as most people's speculations were, mine included, that we get a scene teaser from the Superman movie, you know, just similar to when an actor goes on a talk show and they show a brief snippet from a scene in the actual film. And it could have been one between Superman and Krypto, one fitting for that of a Puppy Bowl. Right? You know, a sneak preview. But, you know, we didn't get that. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is where things got a bit messier amongst the frustrations of fans who felt like they were set up with, you know, these false expectations. Now, if it was just down to that article alone from the Hollywood Reporter claiming that there'd be a sneak peek, I'd say fair enough. But wait, like, we did have literal advertisements like this for the Puppy Bowl. And within the Puppy Bowl itself, there were banners that popped up occasionally on the bottom of the screen that showed Krypto and a text that literally advertises a sneak peek of Superman. So, yeah, it wasn't just the Hollywood Reporter saying it. Warner Brothers did slap that marketing lure. And what was this sneak peek of Superman that was shown at the Puppy Bowl? Well, it was the Superman teaser trailer that we had all seen a couple of months ago in December. Okay, so on a technicality, I know even Warner Brothers themselves didn't actually say that it was a new sneak peek of Superman on those banners, but come on. A sneak peek of Superman being advertised at the Puppy Bowl on February 9th, which really just turns out to be a trailer that was released in December. I don't know, man. Like, it's not exactly a sneak peek. It's just, well, the teaser that everyone had already seen. It turned out that you could actually watch the Puppy Bowl on Max. So they must have pre-recorded this whole thing. They uploaded the whole entire 2 hours and 6-7 minutes of the Puppy Bowl onto Max, which was also being aired on TV at the same time. But if you were watching it on Max, you could you could skip to the end if you wanted to. And I did that. And I had to break it to people on Twitter that I saw nothing. I skipped through the whole thing, and, there was Gunn talking a little bit. There was the Superman trailer, and I was like, surely not. Maybe I'm missing a 15-second bit where they actually showed a sneak peek from the movie. Nothing. And, at that point in time, I was kind of like, well, even though you can watch the whole Puppy Bowl on Max and just skip through it already, it doesn't guarantee that they won't do something after, right? So, I still had some fingers crossed, even though it kind of felt like it was out of cope and desperation at that point. And what makes it worse, though, when I was skipping throughout it, is just knowing that there was people, still quite a lot of people who weren't, chronically online, and they were only watching the Puppy Bowl to see some kind of sneak peek of Superman that was advertised on their TVs, something they can't skip with commercials and whatnot. And some of those people would have sat there throughout the whole game to get to the end to be like... But regardless, I was right, kind of, because afterwards we did get something, but for a lot of people, it kind of rubbed salt into the wound, despite there being a mixed reaction of, many digging it, while others had a bit of apathy, let's say. And that was James Gunn himself posting to his social media accounts a video of Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner character, Ling character that is, in full Lord Tech costume, in a bit of a meme video with the caption, "The only bowl I need." Now, we also got a Krypto poster, not to mention we technically saw Krypto flying on the banner for the Puppy Bowl, and it, was the Krypto from the movie, so you could say, oh, those are the mechanics of Krypto flying, but I couldn't really pass a final judgment for that. But either way, I'm just hoping it looks good in the movie, seeing a dog fly with Superman with a cape on. I know I'm a defender of the comic book fantastical Superman with a literal Krypto, the Superdog, he's a thing in the comics. I just want it to look good. So technically on that front, we did get some form of new promotion for the Superman movie. And online, again, there's mixed reactions to this Guy Gardner post in particular. Because, of course, you have a lot of people loving getting to see Guy Gardner. Like, even myself, I'm like, you know what? Taking it for what it is, even if he is just standing there jokingly checking out his own bowl cut, you get to see his mannerisms, right? And his demeanor. It does feel like there's elements of Guy Gardner's attitude there from the comics, even if his suit at this point in time in the DCU, like Hawk Girls, isn't comic book accurate. But then, of course, you also have a lot of other people saying and taking the opportunity to clown on it. Not only dunking on the missed opportunity for advertising here, but this is what they put out after that kind of sentiments, which I can also understand. Then, of course, the sentiments of the tone of this promo versus the previous cinematic universe that we all had and all of that jazz. Now, what do I think? For me, guys, it is a bit of a mixed bag. I'm not gonna lie here. I mean, I was actually happy from the get-go with Nathan Fillion's casting as Guy Gardner, despite him being older. Me, same with Kyle Chandler. Love Kyle Chandler, but I would prefer a Lantern in his 40s, but I'm going to take what we've got. Still love Kyle Chandler. Still really looking forward to Lanterns. Now, despite Nathan Fillion being older, I definitely felt like he could and absolutely portray that somewhat jock attitude that Guy has at times in the comics. And seeing him here with the classic Guy Gardner bowl cut, it's like, well, yeah, I can see what they're doing. Right? I think we all can see that. I also think it's, really cool getting to have a better look at the Green Lantern ring that he's been wearing. This is, little nerdy stuff that we all appreciate. Like, we're getting a Lantern show. You kind of saw the ring for a second in the trailer, but now we actually get to see a much better look at it. That's a canonical Green Lantern ring in the DCU. Little nerdy, bite-size moments like that we all love. Looks a bit more crisp, I appreciate that, and of course, a better, more crisp look at the Maxwell Lord Tech given corporate suit that Guy Gardner will be sporting in the film. But wait, guys, no, I'm not even joking here. Does he have one eyelid more open than the other eyelid? Guys, it's over. Oh, shit. It's happened again. One eyelid is, it's over. Like, this movie is so cooked, bro. But jokes aside here, then there is this other layer beneath that layer of sentiments that I appreciate, where I'm feeling a bit like, with this. And in full transparency, like, maybe the reason why I'm so like, cool, but whatever about it, is because I feel like they have missed an opportunity to market this film a little bit better earlier on. And I say that wanting to emphasize that the marketing has barely started, by the way. And if anything, in my books, it has been going well for Warner Brothers so far. Just going by the mere fact that we have a trailer that was received pretty positively with over 53 million views. That's pretty amazing. Other than that spot that released with mostly recycled footage from that 53 million viewed trailer, with that one part that was complained about right at the end, which was about 3.5 seconds long, if it was even that long. The main win from what I'm observing is the one that towers over the other commentary, and that is that first teaser. But again, the marketing has barely started. However, when I say specifically, that they missed an opportunity to market this film a little bit better, a little bit earlier on, I'm talking about what they didn't include with their own Puppy Bowl. What really, to phrase this better, is what they didn't take advantage of. Now, sure, they haven't started their full swing of marketing yet, which will really be happening as we get to Cinemacon and beyond. But they could have still scored here in a way that would have been more beneficial to Warner Brothers and Superman's marketing, in terms of how, if they displayed something more on Super Bowl Sunday at their own Puppy Bowl, I have the utmost confidence that it would have yielded in this more organic ripple effect of chatter online without actually having to pay a Super Bowl big game spot lump sum of cash and money. So again, what do I mean by this? Well, simply that given there was chatter and anticipation about what they could show at the Puppy Bowl with the teasers of a sneak peek for Superman ever since January 10th, right? People have been wondering, which just turned out to be the same old trailer from December, which I do want to say, granted, something that needs to be taken into account. This has pushed out to more people and children who tuned into the Puppy Bowl. But they could have also showcased a new teaser of some format. So when I say some format, like, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, like a big game spot, at their own event, which would not have cost them $8 million to showcase it. Think about it logically here. Due to how online social media stuff just works, that new Superman teaser that they could have easily whipped up, by the way, they've got a lot of footage in the can already, of slightly new footage, perhaps with a lot of recycled stuff, but a couple of new things at the bare minimum that they could have easily whipped up with a focus on Krypto as per, the Puppy Bowl, or maybe even a scene as per the sneak peek teaser of Krypto and Superman, as we discussed earlier. Look, essentially, what I'm saying is, amongst the algorithm, amongst the hashtags of Super Bowl Sunday, Superman's new featured clip / teaser would have been swept up in the tornado of all of that without having to actually show it at the Super Bowl itself, which would have been a win-win for them to do and something extremely easy for them to achieve. You would have still had like your most followed movie news outlets pages on Twitter, like discussing film or whatever on Instagram, reposting that new Superman clip, just like they did for the companies who actually paid $8+ million to get their big game TV spots at the Super Bowl, and it would have circulated around. Like with all of that, for none of the like, do you see what I mean? Like, for better or for worse, let's not pretend that it would have been hard for them to showcase something very mildly new, just a tied fact. I mean, again, they want to sell this movie, and I know marketing hasn't fully ramped up yet. The golf swing hasn't fully started. It's just been the first teaser. I'm not trying to sound like I'm overreacting here. I'm just saying this passionately. Like, if I was on that marketing team, we have our own puppy bowl event, I would have been like, hey, let's like give him something. You know, we've got a whole just under 2.5 hour movie here, as per Gunn, like roughly under 2.5 hours. We could give him something here, you know, a little at the Puppy Bowl, which people have been looking to because it's been reported that there'd be a sneak peek. And we give him the same old teaser trailer. Oh, the only bowl we need, like Guy Gardner. You see how this is looking, right? I'm not trying to get across that, oh, ungrateful fan vibe. I'm just like, business cap wise, I'm just like, and again, the whole thing about having so many people online talking about that, again, for better or for worse, like, this is like a good press, bad press is good press kind of situation. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So, you know, I think you can understand if you're seeing people feeling a bit like, about this. So that's why I'm kind of in two minds about it. So I dig it, but I'm also like, I don't dig the way you went about this kind of thing. You know, and also with that, I was kind of hoping that, you know, maybe they would do other things for other Lord Tech heroes in that kind of portrait ad format that they did with Guy Gardner, but we didn't get that. But of course, let me know about all of my ramblings there. But, you know, now you may have the question, okay, so when is the marketing actually stepping up even more? That is Cinemacon, baby. Like, literally, Cinemacon is when the full swing will happen. The Cinemacon scheduling has been released, and on April 1st, as it says here, Warner Brothers Pictures invites you to the big picture, a special presentation of its upcoming slate. So luckily for me, I'll be back from honeymoon right in time for that. Like, I'm literally going towards the end of March. So, you know, I was like, oh God, April 1st, CinemaCon, should be fine. That is when we're going to get our official trailer one. So again, we have the official teaser, then it goes the official trailer, and then normally you get like a final trailer, or they call it the official trailer 2. But I will die on this hill of that they could have done something more at the Puppy Bowl. And I think it's a mistake? Yes, just earnestly, in the sense that even if they wanted to drip feed us something like mostly recycled footage, again, in the same vein of that Icon TV spot when you had Corin Sweat flying at the end, most of that was recycled footage, but they could have given us something more, like an extended scene of where Krypto was dragging Clark by the cape. They could have done something more like the theatrical version of the teaser trailer. We had Lex coming into the fortress. You had Mr. Terrific stand. Do you see what I mean? Bare minimum effort to do something more, but they didn't. They missed that opportunity. And again, it does feel like a bit of salt in the wound to just be like, hey, I'm Guy Gardner with my bowl cut. The only bowl I need from the Super Bowl with teasers, or the only bowl that you guys need on the Super Bowl Sunday, is my bowl. That's all you're getting, folks. That's all you're getting. By the way, guys, let me know your thoughts. Because we didn't get a proper big, huge teaser, well, not even that expected big, huge, but something to break down, I'm going to tide us over with an overdue anyway DCU discussion series, which you guys can head over to my community tab now and ask your questions there on anything DCU. Batman, like we discussed the other day on my previous upload, go check it out if you haven't already. Is the DCU Batman coming sooner than what we think in the DCU? You can ask about Superman, lanterns, whatever, right? And we'll also be doing a brand new news roundup fairly soon this week, among other things. If you got this far in the video, I greatly appreciate it. If you left a like on it, maybe consider subscribing if you happen to be brand new here, or even if you're not brand new, check if you're subscribed. You might just keep watching me because I'm recommended on your homepage. But other than that, thank you for your support. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow Kryptonians in the next video. Goodbye.